That's good. So that one's there. That's done. Moving on. And that should unlock a fair amount of other missions. Oh, we've got lots of science too. Good. All right. Satellites. Oh, sweet. So we can put a satellite into orbit. Those are always fun. And they're a decent advance and a good completion. So, problem is we need to upgrade the what's it called? The VAB to really do these well. Unmanned probe, antenna into a collinear orbit with minimal deviation, accelerometer, materials bay, thermometer, and stability for 10 seconds. So it's going to be lighter, fewer parts. And the geostationary, those are annoying. They're not going to expire in 4 days, 1 day. Let's see, what else do we have though in the SETI contracts? Orbit and recovery. Probe, lander splashdown, and a moon flyby of a probe. Those aren't very big, like, returns. So we're going to go ahead and take... what is a collinear 63 degrees? So it's at an angle. I think I'm going to go with that one versus the geostationary. We're going to take this one because it'll expire in 4 days. Geostationary, that's... those are really, really obnoxious. Yeah, because it has to be right above that certain spot. And that's annoying. But actually, you know what? It gives me a good advance, so we're going to take it. Take it! And then we'll also take SETI, we'll take orbit and recovery. Awesome. So we've got some money, which is good. So we've got, yes, we've got some money, and that's good. We're going to do the orbit and recovery, because that's going to give us some more. We're going to do a stripped down version, in some ways, of what we just built. Or we just flew, I should say. Excuse me. Okay, so let's delete the fairing for a moment. So we don't need antennas. We'll have coverage. We don't need satellite. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't need the solar panels. That's where it's going to change. So we'll take... Actually, we don't need this. We don't really need any of this. I'll take those two. I'll take a small battery pack. The little ones. That should be good. And then we'll take the... No, you know what? We're going to give it the big brother. 1.25 heat shield. Just to make sure that it survives. And then we're going to give it... Parachutes. This guy. The little guy. Good. So, this is what we're recovering. Just a little stage here. Here's a little bitty stage here. Although I wonder, power little ones? Yeah, we can give him a couple of these. So that guy will be in space. And for this one, active. Orbit and recovery. Vessel. Probe. State. Orbiting. Kerbin. Landed or splashed down on Kerbin. So that's easy. I don't need any science. I don't need anything on this aside from needing it to come back. So with that, single shoot should be fine. Apply. Okay. Good. So there's that. And then we will need... No, I'm sorry. Boop. Boop. And boop. So how is this? We are at a nicely under the parts limit. Yes. Yes. Oh, right. And we have more science, don't we? This guy was super overkill for Delta V. So we're going to go ahead and give it half of that. I mean, that's still, a lot in some ways, and less than others. Oh, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. What are you? What are you? No. Wow, this got all kinds of mismatched. So, solid rocket boosters fire. Separate. That guy fires. The fairing fires. This engine fires. After the fairing? I don't separate. There we go. Okay, good. That's better. That's still kind of crazy overkill. But that's okay. That's what we want. That's what we need. Oh, and actually, a bit of recovery probe at Mark 1. Save, except that we actually have a fair amount of science from that mission. And we're going to make use of it. Because we can. Ooh, is it getting dark? It's getting a little dark in here. So we have... Yeah, okay, good. So we are going to collect... Not collect. We're going to get the Terrier. Because the Terrier is kind of a game changer. Structural... Not a big deal. Aviation. Control RCS. I don't need anything else yet. So we're going to hold off on that. Okay, so the Terrier, like I said, is a bit of a game changer when it comes to space operations. It's getting dark in here for me. Okay. So, wow, right. So I'm actually, hold on, I'm watching this on the camera over here. There's like a 10 or 15 second delay. Click. Ooh. Very bright. Okay. Anyway, so how are we doing for part count? We are 25 out of 30. Okay, good. Delta V is good. So let's double check. This and then this. Do we have? We don't have any other. No. This is. Oh, interesting. I kind of want to try. Let's see what happens if we do this together. Still lots of Delta V, and I think this will give us a little more control during the ascent. And then, oh right, we are going to swap out this guy for, oh, not the Pomeranian, the Terrier. And Jeebus, that changes things a lot. We don't even need that much fuel on there. Give it this little guy. Boop. Good. And we're not, where are we for the weight limit? Oh, weight limit isn't a big deal. It's parts. Part count, because that's here in the vehicle assembly building. Whoa, come on. There we go. So that's, again, ridiculous overkill for this. What is 1.31? And I need those guys. That's not bad, actually. I mean, that's weak, but that's going to get us up there quite a ways. I wonder... Oh, right. Let's go ahead, because... build the fairing. It's a funny looking thing. That's a really stupid looking thing, actually. I wonder if I was to another one of these guys. What's the surface level thrust? Not too low. We just something like this. An interstage there like that. 1.10. It's enough to get off the ground, but it's really, really slow. I'm not really liking it that much. Let's go. I think this was better at 1.28. Yeah, 1.3, 1.28. That's better. Oh god, that's funny looking. 2 minutes to get up somewhere, and almost 3,000 delta V, 2,000 atmospheric. So let's see that one. Fairing. Separate. Launch that one. And eventually separate and come home. Part count nice and low. Mass count nice and low. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, the Terrier makes lots of difference up here. I think I'm gonna go with this design. And actually now, because I have the parts, I can do this. Boop. And we'll actually light that guy first because it's fun. Yes. Nearly 5,000 Delta V. This guy's kind of, I'm not really happy with this fairing. No, I want to keep it like as slender as possible. As somewhat aerodynamic as possible. There, it still gets kind of big, but at least that feels a little better. Yeah, okay. I think we're going to try that. And this should be into orbit and recovered, right? Is there any... like... Nope, just in orbit. Okay. So hopefully this takeoff will be a bit more manageable than the last one was. Double check staging real quick. So we're going to light that guy, release the clamps. Eventually we'll pop the fairing, because we won't need it. We'll separate there, separate, and launch that engine, and then separate and recover. Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, do I want to try to recover? I think I do. Because we have the ability to, let's do it. Control X. Yeah, we'll just put a couple there, and this stage will be lost in space. Yeah, good. You are those guys. You don't even matter. You'll disappear. But you're putting them on there, you can recover them, and you can recover this bit and get back some money for it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, well, 7, 8 plus parachutes themselves. Does that max us out or anything? No, 24 out of 30. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're ready. Save and launch. And we'll see what happens with this now. All right. So, good. We have prograde following here, which is nice. So we got our rocket. It's up pretty high off the launch pad, but that's okay. That's a little comical. That's okay. So we are here. Yes. Delta V is good. Staging is good. Launch, release, fairing eventually. Okay. Cool. Full. Oh, sorry. SAS on. Throttle is full. Throttle is full. Sweet. Light and release. And it's a nice leisurely climb. So I didn't get to talk about this before. As you climb, when you get close to 100 meters per second of thrust, of velocity change, you want to start tipping over and doing your gravity turn to 90 degrees to the east. You want to go east because the direction the planet is rotating, and you get that 100 and some odd delta V meters per second delta V boost. Whereas if you go this way, you have to counteract it and then go more. So it's just not necessary. So here we are, and this bulbous nose is fairly unaerodynamic, so you don't want to go too far out of that prograde marker. But once you get it over a little bit, maybe a little more, you can start just following the prograde, and it should do a nice leisurely gravity turn all on its own. Kind of one of the ideal things, or techniques, if you want, is, I think it's because I have the 3 fins. They're doing weird things. Once you are at 15 kilometers, 15,000 meters, it's decent to be at a 45 degree climb angle. So we're not quite getting there. We're going to be a little steep, and that's not horrible. There's lots of delta V in this thing. Stop it. like I said, I think those fins are actually hurting me a bit. So we're going up, and we're, like I said, we're fairly shallow, which is okay. We want to be somewhat shallow. So we're going to definitely depart the atmosphere. That's good. Now we want to flatten things out. It's not about just going up real fast, but going up and then sideways real fast. Alright, so we're going to coast up pretty high. Okay, so there's that stage. So we can actually drop the fairing first. Eek. That wasn't good. And then separate that. And now, there we go. Things should fly away. So now we will activate this engine, which I could have done by staging, except I don't want to yet. Because we're going to go up pretty high. We're going to wait until we get to our apoapsis. So again, we don't have much control because of things. Oh, those are the orbits. Interesting. That's the geostationary one. Those are the two orbits that I just accepted. So, we are in space. Yay, space. How's our power doing? Power is fine. We've got tons of fuel in this. So we need to wait until we get closer to our apoapsis. Probably somewhere around like 30 seconds or so. Then we start thrusting. I'm actually going to go for closer to a minute because there's a pretty drastic difference here. I mean, we could actually probably thrust a little bit now. That might raise our apoapsis. Yeah, a little bit, but not terribly so. If we were to point down and burn anti-radial, that would actually lower our apoapsis, but raise our periapsis. Well, these numbers are going, they're going in the correct direction. If I give it a big burn, they'll drop faster. I don't really want this to drop much below 100. The atmosphere ends at 70, but 100 is a nice, comfortable spot for that. This isn't a good, ideal, or economical, efficient place to do these types of burns, but it's something that can be done. Did I pass the apoapsis? I did. Oh, balls. That's the problem with terriers. Sometimes they're, well, not the problem with terriers, but that's my fault. My fault. I mucked that up. I did. But it's okay. We should be able to recover it. Yeah, we'll be fine. Apparently, the space shuttle actually did something where it actually went up and then burnt more, and then it was able... There we go. So we are now in orbit. Awesome. We're now in an orbit. It's not wonderfully circular. Anyway, the space shuttle apparently had to do that, where it actually went up, hit its apoapsis, and had to drop down and kept burning to raise its periapsis. But they stayed okay. Kind of like I did right here. We're still... Okay, yeah, 88 and 119. So that's off by 40 kilometers, but we are in an orbit. It is stable. It is good. And there's no duration for this, is there? Satellite, orbital recovery. Situation orbit, check. Splash down on vessel any. So I think once I splash down, it's, yeah. I don't have to name you any, do I? Probe. Accept, okay. Yeah, so there we are. We are in space, and we have just a little bit of delta V left. We just need to recover it. We're going to go around to the day side, though, because that's just better. Oh, there we go. Here's the thing saying we recovered those stages. Yay, money. Okay, so we are on the daytime side, which is fine. We're not going to land anywhere near the space center, plus that's in the dark. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Kind of the Africa-looking content. It's in continent. It's in the dark. So, here's this guy. We're nicely in space. Not a big thing. And we want to go back. Well, we have to slow ourselves down. We burn retrograde, which is opposite direction we are traveling, to lower ourselves down. Oh yeah, we can do that from here. And because we have the Smart SETI probe, we can just set ourselves retrograde. And as long as we drop inside the atmosphere, if your mouse is hovering over this and you press something, I'm pressing shift, nothing happens. X, nothing happens. You have to be alt for the mech jump stuff, it blocks it. But as long as this drops below 70, we will be coming home. And there we go. We're going to drop it down to about 45, just because I want to come home. I wouldn't mind splashing down somewhere in here. Oop, there we go, 45. Good. We got a ways to go though before we actually get to that altitude, because we were just at our apoapsis. And our delta V, we still have lots of delta V, we still have lots of thrust. I'm going to save that, because I'm actually going to brake as we come in. If you've watched SpaceX, they brake as they come in to slow themselves down. I'm going to do that before the atmosphere gets too thick. It'll help me slow down at least a bit. And let's see, less than 100, so it'll auto unwarp us, hands off, at 70. Boop, there we go. Base retrograde. Alright, so we're coming in, like I said, fairly shallow. We might splash down in the night side, pity. Oh, no trajectories mod? Maybe I didn't do that yet. Or may not work until I get patched connects. Anyway, we're gonna go, we're already going retrograde, we're already doing that, so that's good. We're going to keep speeding up a bit, and that's not as good. So we're going to keep going, and once we get a little bit lower, things get a little more intense, we'll burn this to slow ourselves down. Yeah, but we should see our periapsis is going to keep lowering, and our apoapsis is lowering as well. We might, if I were to do nothing with this, we might skip out and pop back in, which isn't the end of the world. Actually, I think we're going to let that happen. This is an interesting thing to demonstrate. So the atmosphere is slowing us down, but it might not be slowing us down enough. If our apoapsis doesn't drop below 70, we will definitely get back into space, and then we could burn prograde again and go up. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you saw me, I'm going to go say, no, that was my wife. She knocked, and I said, nope, still busy. I told her till 7. It's not quite 7. I want to get this guy down first. Anyway, ooh, there's the atmosphere. So things are burning up, which is not good. And we're still speeding up. Barely. Oh, okay, now we're slowing down. And, okay, so yeah, we're not going to skip out. We are going to stay in, I think. I mean, 82, 81, 80. Theoretically, we could pop back out. I don't think so. I think we're going to, we're going to stay in the atmosphere. There we go. Okay, so we're slowing down. We're heating up. We're getting into something like dense atmosphere to help with things. I have no control. Of course I don't. Plasma blackout. The probe is just a lawn dart going where it's gonna go. But hopefully we'll slow down. And I'll regain control. Eek! Oh, yes! Teeny bit. And that'll slow us down a lot. I just burnt out all the fuel, which is fine. Was I warping? I must have been. Oh, I was warping. Whoopsie. Anyway, so we're still going at a good speed, but that's okay. It's bleeding off, bleeding off, bleeding off. And honestly, that engine is taking all the abuse. And at this point, I don't want to separate and go to the heat shield, because this will just bump into it, and that could damage the heat shield and other things. So we're not going to do that yet. But we should be coming out of dangerous territory here in a moment. Somewhere around 1,200 meters per second. The flame effect should cut off. Oh, yep, we're getting a little bit of overheating on that engine. But, like I said, we should... Yeah, there we go, it dropped off. We should be coming out of the crazy heating stuff in just a moment. Okay, we don't need this anymore. But something that is useful is surface info. That'll give us my actual altitude, true versus sea level. Okay, so we're still in a plasma blackout, which, there we go. Hey, sure, keep that. Good. Good, 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 good. We're still like transonic. Oh, wow, look at the lines of that. That's interesting. We still have 11 kilometers to go. So we might actually, once we get to a point where we can deploy the parachute first and then separate. So I packed in a heat shield and it was apparently unnecessary. Fun. Okay, so now it says I can deploy the chute. There it goes. Okay, double tap. That was fun. So this should slow us down more. It's a little stressed. Then we can separate that. There we go. And that'll help us slow down a lot faster. And that guy goes bye-bye. I could have tried to recover that, but I don't think I was ever going to. I thought I might have left it in space. Okay, and then we're slowing down and fully deploying. Brakes, 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 brakes. And a nice leisurely landing. And to help with this, we could even jettison that, which slows us down even more. Because who needs a heat shield if it's just dead weight? It didn't do anything. It was total waste. Oopsie. So now we will physics warp. Then we'll recover. And that'll be that. Well, that'll be it for this stream and this episode, or this couple of episodes. Doink. And there we go. Whoa, easy there, Nelly. Alright, there we have it. Orbit and recovery. And recovery. Money. Excuse me. And then we recover the vessel. And that should complete that contract. I think that was the splashdown part that was a completion. Category? No. Criteria. But now we fully recover it, and that should totally complete that contract. Again, not as clean as I would have liked. We've got a little bit of science. Next. Next. Cool. Awesome. So we got a little bit of science. And... oh, I didn't complete it? Oh, I guess we did complete it when it landed, when it splashed down. Yeah. All we got is the satellite missions. And those are fun, but they'll be next. SETI. Moon. Carbon-powered land... oh... no parachutes, no aerodynamics, land near the black monolith. That doesn't expire for a while though. Anyway, next we have is the 2 satellites, and those were good payoffs, so those will be fairly easy to do, I think. But that'll be for next time. That's it for now. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you like, hit like. You're up there. Hi. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word, and we'll catch you later.